Yo, 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 what is good, YouTube? It is your boy, Make America Lit, back with another NBA 2K22 video. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing the top 3 defensive slash rebounding badges in NBA 2K22. Before we jump into the video, I just want to preface this video and just say that, I do have extensive I guess you could say experience with the defensive badges in this game. The defensive badges are probably one of my favorite categories. Probably up there with playmaking. Playmaking is probably my hands down favorite category, but I think defense is right there, number 2 for me. I do have 8 builds, and out of those 8 builds, only 3 of those builds aren't defensive builds. All of the other builds I have, all 5 other builds are straight defense or 50-50 defense. So, or some type of defense. I'll put it like this. Those other 5 builds, minimum of 20 defensive badges or more. I have 2 play shots, a 6'4 play shot, a 6'1 play shot, and then I have a pure yellow playmaker or whatever, 6'7 pure playmaker or whatever like that. But those are the only builds I have that aren't defensive. Every single other build I have is defensive. I've been making lockdown since 2K16. In 16, I had a 6'6 point guard lockdown as well as a 6'10 small forward lockdown. In 17, I had a lockdown. Oh, no, excuse me. In 17, I had a 6'6 point guard lockdown and a 6'10 lockdown. 18, I had a lockdown at the power forward. 19, I had a pure lock at the shooting guard with, silver corner specialist. People ain't even know you could even get that badge, you know what I'm saying? Finesse the build or whatever. And 20, I had a two-way finisher, a two-way sharp or whatever. No, perimeter lockdown. And then, of course, in 21, I had a two-way finisher as well as a multi-position defender in 20 and 21. I made my multi-position defender at the end of 21. Didn't really get to grind him out like that because I already had like about 9 other builds or whatever. And then, of course, 22, as I've said, I have a glass cleaner, a two-way sharp, a two-way playmaker, two glass lockdowns, one that can shoot, one that's inside. Like, I like playing defense. Defense is like one of my favorite parts of the game and stuff like that. So I just want to preface that with saying I've had extensive hands-on time and experience with the defensive badges in this game. Just wanted to preface that or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still just my opinions or whatever like that. So let me just stop rambling. Let's just jump right into it. We're going to start off with some honorable mentions. Now, don't kill me, in the comments for making these badges the honorable mention. I know some people might have 1 or 2 of both of these badges in their top 3. Please be sure to drop, a comment telling me what you think are the top 3 defensive badges in the game. But let's just jump right into it. Starting off, we're going to have Chase Down Artists as an honorable mention badge. Actually, let me make this bronze. Now, Chase Down Artists, as we all know, is a really good badge. It's very good. It's one of those badges that like you don't need, but if you can get it, it's really, really good, really, really beneficial to playing defense. And a lot of times this is one of those badges that'll save you when you get beat. You're able to chase down blocking. I think one of the best things about it is that they tweaked the way it works, where now even if you're playing a game of 2s, if you're playing 2-on-2, or even if you're in a half-court setting, you can activate Chase Down Artists. If you get beat to the basket, let's say somebody's ISOing you and stuff like that, they blow past you, you can still activate Chase Down Artists and get a block. I've activated Chase Down Artists in a half-court setting while playing 3s in the park. So, this is just one of those badges that's really good. Now, obviously, if you put it up higher and stuff like that, I believe it gives you like a boost towards like, I guess, like chasing the person down or whatever. Like you'll be able to jump further and stuff like that. And it'll basically, the higher you put it, the easier it is for you to close that gap on actually getting a block and stuff like that. But I just throw it on bronze and forget about it. I really don't even bother with raising it any higher because I don't really notice a difference between bronze and silver. I would say bronze or Hall of Fame is probably your best bet, but I don't notice a difference between bronze and silver and gold, or even bronze and gold. Hall of Fame, I think, makes more of a difference, but I just throw it on bronze and leave it at that. So that is my first honorable mention as far as defensive badges go. My second honorable mention, and people are definitely going to kill me for not putting this in the top three, and I understand, but even I have to admit that I kind of wanted to make this like, even a top 3.5 or a top 4 defensive badges, because this badge is so vital to playing defense. But in my opinion, it isn't in the top 3. It's not, you could probably get away with not even having this badge on these days, playing 2K. And that's going to be clamps, everybody's favorite defensive badge. I've seen dudes rocking this badge. Like, I've seen builds with no badges, only got one defensive badge. You know what they put that on? Bronze clamps, because that's just how good bronze clamps is, or clamps in general, a badge is for just staying in front of your defender. If you don't have no other badges, you putting it on clamps so you could at least stay in front of your defender and at least get some cutoff animations when they try to beat you off the dribble or blow past you or whatever like that. I have to include this because this is probably a top 5. This is hands down a top 5 defensive badge in the game. I don't know if I would say Chase Down Artist is the top. It probably is. It probably is. You probably could make a case for a pickpocket or even an intimidator or a rebound chaser. But if you're talking about strictly just playing on-ball defense, then I would say that, yeah, Chase Down Artist is probably a top 5 badge. But either way, I just had to include Clamps because Clamps is just such a really good badge. But I just don't think that Clamps is better than these next 3 badges that I'm about to name. In my opinion, I just don't see, these badges being better. So those are my 2 honorable mentions. And now we are going to break into the top 3 now, with the number 3 badge being Hustler. Now this badge is really, really good. It's underrated. As you read the description, it says a player that has a nose for the ball, improves the ability to beat opponents to lose balls. And the best thing about Hustler is that it doesn't really specify what type of loose balls, pause. It doesn't specify what type of loose ball or whatever, or loose balls that they're, referring to. So this falls under when you poke the ball loose, you're, guarding your man, you poke the ball loose. This applies to when you tip the pass, somebody throws the ball, you get a tip on it or whatever with interceptor or something like that. You will speed up your animations and be quicker and, more agile towards the ball. This goes for like tipped balls or whatever like that. You're trying to get the rebound and you both are tipping the ball up in the air and stuff like that. It's just going to speed up all of these animations and stuff like that. And it's just going to help you with securing the ball, period, in general. And the best thing about this is that it's not really, it is a defensive badge, but this badge is going to pop when you're on offense as well, too, scrambling for the ball as well. So that's one of the things where it's like, okay, it's not just a defensive badge. This functions on the offensive side of things as well, too. And I think that's the reason why this badge is so good, in my opinion. This is very vital. If you have a lockdown build or defensive build, you have to have this badge. Now, of course, most of my builds, I can only get this on gold. But even gold versus no badge, or even bronze versus gold, it's just a night and day difference. I would recommend that if you have a defensive build, max this out. If you could get a gold, max it out gold. If you could get a Hall of Fame, please max it out Hall of Fame, because it really does make a difference, bro. When you're playing defense and stuff like that, definitely 100%, 1000% makes a difference, yo. Trust me. You definitely want to have this badge on. Now, the number 2 badge, and people, once again, are probably going to kill me in the comment sections, because for a lot of people, this is probably their number 1 badge. But for me, this is a number 2 badge, even though it is right there, 1A and 1B. But, we got to do rankings, and somebody has to be number 2, and that's going to be Interceptor. Now, honestly, this is another badge that I would recommend people to max out. This is going to help you with getting in the passing lanes. It's going to help you with, deflecting alley-oops when those guys try to cheese those oops or those backdoor cuts for alley-oops and stuff like that in threes, or even in the rec or pro-am. If you're like me and you play rec and pro-am, people love cutting backdoor and stuff like that for easy alley-oops, or letting their big man sit down low on the block or whatever so they could just cheese a oop animation like a standing alley-oop and stuff. Interceptor is going to help you with disrupting those alley-oops, smacking the ball away, snatching it out the air. It's going to help you play those passing lanes and stuff like that, playing off-ball defense. So it's just a really good badge. You know what I'm saying? This is probably one of the best badges in the game as far as defensive, as far as defense is concerned or whatever. So this is my number 2 defensive badge. Now, honestly, I would want you to max this out. You probably could get away with Gold Hustler. You probably don't need Hall of Fame Hustler. You could probably get away with Gold Hustler. But Interceptor is one of those badges where I feel like you should just max it out. This is the badge you need to max out. If you could get a Hall of Fame, get a Hall of Fame. If you could get a gold, max it out at gold. But you need to have this badge if you are planning on being a good defender in 2K. And finally, last but not least, we are going to our last badge, which is the, in my opinion, best badge in NBA 2K, and that's going to be ankle braces. Now, ankle braces, I know people in the comment section going to light me up, but let me tell you, when I say that I shitted on this badge at the beginning of the year so badly, I thought the premise of the badge of lowering the likelihood of getting your ankle broken by opposing dribble moves, I thought that sounded like such a good move. Like, immediately made me think of like a Klay Thompson, you know what I'm saying, a Klay Thompson or like a Kawhi Leonard. I'm like, Kawhi Leonard and Klay Thompson better have this badge on Hall of Fame, because that's the first thing that popped into my head. Dudes who play really good defense and don't get snapped or their ankles took in or get lost or whatever like that off of dribble moves and stuff like that. And the thing about it is, this badge was rated so lowly by me and so many other people who put out rating videos and rankings and tiers for the badges and the defensive badges and stuff. And the reason why that it was so lowly rated was because nobody was running the dribble moves in the beginning of the year. Nobody was running ankle breaker. Nobody was running space creator. Nobody was running tight handles. I bet there might have been a few people running like space creator or whatever, but nobody was running tight handles. Nobody was running ankle breakers. Everybody might have put on, a silver space creator or something like that, or Hall of Fame space creator, gold space creator, whatever. Excuse me. But nobody was running tight handles or ankle breakers. Everybody was running, Hall of Fame handles for days, quick first step, hyper drive, quick chain, unpluckable, all of these badges, bullet passer, stuff like that. Everybody was running the new badges and all of the dribbling badges and stuff like that, and they would just ISO off of that. They didn't need ankle breaker animations. They didn't need to stun you and stuff like that. And then, of course, once 2K Labs did the testing for badges like tight handles, ankle breaker, space creator, and stuff like that, and even when they did the testing for hyperdrive and quick chain, and people learned, oh, well, I don't need Hall of Fame quick chain. I could get by with just bronze quick chain. I don't need such and such hyperdrive. I can get by with gold hyperdrive or bronze hyperdrive and stuff like that. That's when people started putting those points into other badges. So now you have dudes running around here with bronze or Hall of Fame tight handles. You got dudes running around with silver or Hall of Fame space creator. You got dudes running around with Hall of Fame ankle breaker and stuff. So now you are seeing those stun animations and those ankle breaker animations, and all it takes is a little bit of room. They stun you, they get a little bit of room, and blinders and snipers going to do the rest of the work. So that's why ankle braces is now, in my opinion, the number 1 defensive badge. If I could only put on one defensive badge that you see on this list right here, then I'm putting on ankle braces, because I'm not having my ankles taken, and I'm not about to give up free buckets, in my opinion. So that right there is my tier ranking, with ankle braces being number 1, Interceptor being number 2, Hustler being number 3, and then an honorable mention to Clamps and Chase Down Artists. It's been your boy, Make America Lit. Please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA 2K22 content and badge breakdown videos. I'm out. Peace.